A sequence A sub n is geometric if the ratio of any two consecutive terms of this sequence is always the same and is equal a non-zero number. That is, for any value of n, the ratio A sub n over A sub n minus 1 is a constant. That constant is denoted by letter R, and it's called the common ratio for the sequence. We are assuming that that common ratio is not zero and that the first term of that sequence is not zero. So if we have a geometric sequence, then we can write that A sub n over A sub n minus 1 is always R, no matter what value of n we choose. So if we choose n equal 3, for example, what we'll have that A sub 3 over A sub 2 is going to be R. If you choose n equal, let's say, 67, then the ratio of A with the index 67 to A with the index 66 is going to be R. If you take even larger values, for example, 872, the ratio of that term to the term immediately preceding it, and therefore with index 871, is going to be R. So if a sequence is geometric, the relationship that A sub n over A sub n minus 1 equals R allows us to define that sequence in a recursive way. We'll define the term A sub 1 to be any value that is not 0. And then we'll have that A sub n over A sub n minus 1 is equal R, which is also not 0. We can rewrite this in a form that gives me explicit formula for A sub n. Just multiplying both sides by n minus 1 will give me A sub n is equal A sub n minus 1 times R. And this is happening for any n greater or equal 2. So this formula, that equation, tells us that to obtain the term A sub n of a geometric sequence, we'll take the previous term, the term with the index n minus 1, and multiply it by R. So for example, if we define A sub 1 to be, let's say, 3 and R to be 2, then we can form that geometric sequence in the following way. The first term is going to be 3. The second term is formed by taking the previous term, which is 3, and multiplying it by the ratio 2. So the second term is going to be 6. The third term is going to be formed by taking the previous term, which is 6, and multiplying it by 2, which will give us 12. And then next term will be formed by taking 12 and multiplying this by 2, which will give us 24, and so on. So this is the way a geometric sequence is formed. Every term is the product of the previous term and the ratio R.